Moving up and down again, there's no discharge in the war. There's no discharge in the war.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shepherd's Pie. I'm David,
I'm Tommy.
and today we're talking about AI. We, actually, before we get rolling in, just a few fucking things. We finally got social media set up. They're sparse, very empty, but they're set up. Check us out. We're never going to plug it properly, but you know where to go. All the things.
All the stuff.
Yeah, do the internet thing. But yeah, we're talking today about the internet thing, the enhanced internet thing, the living, breathing internet thing, AI.
The doom of humanity.
Yeah, Tommy's feeling pretty passionately about this topic as of late. So we want to say our piece about it before we get diving into other topics. I feel like this goes along with this intro thing we're doing for our podcast here, where we're just kind of laying out our beliefs about all these things everybody's dealing with and talking about on a regular basis. And we think that AI is something that people aren't talking about enough. So we're not starting the conversation, but we're having the conversation. We're hopping into it.
It's a pretty hot button topic nowadays. AI is, I mean, it's pretty much one of the bigger things that's been being talked about, but it's
not hot enough. It's like an excitement.
It's not being, yes, yeah. It's more of people being either happy about it and they're just using it, or just talking about like the technicals about how it's being like implemented and the new things that they're developing for it and where it's showing up. And I think that there's more of a ethical and moral standpoint that has just been completely blown over when it comes to AI. That is, I think, the core component that we really should be looking into. I don't think that we should be not warp speed. Trump did the signing in of Project Stargate.
I thought Stargate was the satellites.
Nope, Stargate is a lot of things, but mainly they have written in that AI is now to be like uninterrupted. So the advancement of AI, there's really no say you can have about it to halting it like commercially. So now with all of the as New Yorkers and I'm sure around the country, we've noticed like our electric bills going up, and that's part of the Project Stargate thing, where they're trying to get
it's not just
nuke
inflation.
plants. Yeah, it's not just inflation. It's they're trying to get the energy up for this, for the infrastructure for AI. They're going to be building massive data centers. They're going to be laying a lot of cables, and any communities that are in the way, they're going to be trying to, they'll have like pretty much power of attorney over. They're going to be able to do whatever they want. And if there's a community in the way and it's a big enough project that has the go ahead, then they're going to try and pay you off to get the fuck out of there, and there you go.
So we've already seen that sort of thing with Amazon. A couple years ago, there was like massive flooding because they built a bunch of Amazon infrastructure, big warehouse, distribution center, and there was a bunch of flooding in residential areas, and people were irate because, you know, everybody's property was totally fine before Amazon moved in, and there's no repercussion for Amazon. There's no making it right on their part. People are losing their properties, losing their livelihoods. Like, And it's because Amazon needs to thrive for the good of the country. Like the government and these other corporations see it as so important that, everything else be damned.
Yeah, so this project Stargate's going to be doing a lot of that. So that's something that we got to look forward to, right? And I would say that the fact that it's being pushed through as hard as it is cause for concern all on its own.
Well, so
it was along the same lines. Yes.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, currently we have Peter Thiel running Palantir, and as he's Trump's stepson, right? Son-in-law?
No, that's Kushner.
Okay.
That's Kushner.
Regardless, they're tight, and Trump's all about getting this AI project going. But it's not just Trump in this party. It's been happening before him. Locally, where we are, there's a big microchip plant coming in. And originally, I thought it was a Chinese microchip plant. And I was against it because I'm like, why are we letting the Chinese come in and build factories here?
No.
Turns out it is American, but they've been talking about it for 5-7 years now.
Quite a while. Quite a while.
So like it predates this Trump thing. But it is part of the grand agenda is to get these sort of this sort of microchip infrastructure, this and like supercomputer infrastructure set up throughout the whole country.
Yeah, it's been a huge push. That happened with Biden. When Biden was in office is when they were starting to get these contracts for like Micron and all these other chip manufacturers, and they were starting to expand like domestic companies going towards the development of the technologies. And it goes along with like 5G too. The data, how much more data is able to be pushed through now and like analyzed and the capabilities.
The way that 5G was pushed out during COVID so rapidly.
Yes.
And like in force and in secrecy.
Yep. Right under everybody's nose when we're all locked inside, terrified of this flu. We just all shaking in our boots, and they're out there frickin' putting up towers everywhere that nobody even knows. They'll dress them up like trees.
Yeah.
You can obviously tell it ain't no frickin' tree. It's the ugliest damn tree you've ever seen, but it's a 5G tower.
Because they got to do everything they can to make sure people don't complain about it, because people would be irate if they had to see that every day. So they can kind of ignore it if it barely looks like a tree.
So this effort has been in motion. They've known about it, and in my opinion,
well, and not just here.
Around the world.
Like there's that country that I forget the name of the country. They are at risk of being completely put underwater. So before their country disappears to the ocean, they made a virtual version of their country, and now their country exists on the internet, and you can go and take virtual tours, VR tours of this country to raise funds for them to help them do what they need to do going forward, not being a country that's going to exist in the physical world, but they're going to continue to exist online in the virtual space. So it's a country that is at risk of going underwater, so they're backing up their country's like culture. Their culture online. And then they're making it a virtual space, the whole country, so you can still go and visit and, take part in their culture, but it's all online. There's another country now where a member of their government is a female AI model. That
yes, that's Turkey. Shit, man, I wish that I would have thought of these points beforehand, so we could have already had this ready. But I found the country that you're talking about that backed up.
Yeah.
It's a Pacific island nation.
Yeah.
Tuvalu, Tuvalu.
That sounds about right.
And it's They're creating a digital version of themselves in the metaverse.
Yeah.
So partnering up with Zuckerberg,
right,
to create their own little island that's going to be washed away forever and to preserve it digitally.
And it's been going on in China in force and kind of in secret, because we don't really hear too much about what goes on in China until it's already in place, already happening for a while. So you look and you see what they're doing now with the facial recognition, with the social ID, and people are just so okay with it already now at this point over in China. Now we in America are hearing interviews about why wouldn't you get a social ID? Because the digital ID, it keeps track of all these things that it's just so convenient to have. You know, the convenience, these opportunities that it creates is just so nice. It's a total prison.
Yeah. Total prison. Albania.
People want to deny that it's not communist over there.
The first country to have a artificial intelligence powered minister. Her name is Diela.
Yep.
That's, I mean, man.
And she really straight up said herself, I won't call it a she, it's an it's a computer. It said that it's taking this position and, it's going to be accomplishing these, the goals that are set in front of it. It's going to be completing these tasks because other processes created by humans have proven to be faulty. And it's like, well, bitch, you were created by humans. Like, aren't you going to be faulty?
Yeah,
probably, but that's the testing ground.
The programming.
It's part of the testing. We can't have the AI running the bigger, more important parts of the world until we've tested on these smaller countries to make sure that it works first. And don't even let it run the whole country. Just give it a department, see how that works. Like, they're already implementing these things.
Yeah, that's something too. Like, look into that. Watch these smaller nations. Our news is mostly U.S. based. They don't really give us a lot of like international news. You have to kind of seek it out. But if you're trying to see what the hell's going on, what they might have planned for the future, just look outside of the U.S. borders. Look at what's going on in these other countries, and you're going to witness kind of what they're trying to push here. And it's always an attack on us. This digital ID thing, they're doing it right now in the UK. The UK is going absolutely insane over it, and we're getting nothing about that.
Yeah,
that's not on NBC. That's not on fucking CNN. They're not talking about that.
And like,
there's literally a million people protests. Like, can you imagine seeing 1 million people in a city, like every street packed full, like for the entire city? Everybody's outside protest. That's what's going on in the UK right now. 12,000 people have been imprisoned for social media posts.
And it's been going on since COVID, and the news doesn't want to talk about it. That's what a lot of these riots have been about, is trying to hook up your banks to your ID, to your vaccination records, to your felony records. Like, all of these things they're trying to connect into one ID that anybody can just look up digitally. Any entity, a government entity, has control.
That's what they say.
Yeah. And, it's for your security. It's for your benefit. It's to make everything easier. But really what it is when they see, oh, you haven't taken this vaccine, or you're speaking negatively about these people that you can't speak negatively about, or you said this or did that, we're going to shut off your money. We're going to shut off your smart house. We're going to shut off your smart car. We're going to shut off your ability to go into the grocery stores, because now some of the grocery stores have bars set up at the doors, and you can't get in until you scan your digital ID. So you can't even go get food.
Yep. The erasure of our rights today is laying the groundwork for future privileges that they're converting our rights to privileges. And then these privileges are going to be leveraged against us with this system. So so our rights to like clean drinking water, our rights to like shelter, stuff of that
guised
nature,
under the cover
food.
Of convenience and safety.
Yes.
This is to make life easier for you and to keep you safe. So we should all do
AI,
this instead because it's better.
Yeah. Tying it back, AI is the infrastructure for this. Because to do this with people, you would need to have literally.
Towers on towers and towers and banks and banks and
people,
banks of people.
Yes. Observing,
you know what I just found out?
And doing all of this would be impossible. But when you got AI, you can have millions of bots. All you need is the computing power, and they all run the same algorithm line of thinking of detecting and taking data and crunching that data and figuring out if you're a criminal. You're a criminal now because you threw a gum wrapper on the ground and the camera saw you. And the visual detection AI saw that, detected it, and has now deducted your privileges to driving or buying candy.
If you've seen Black Mirror, it's literally that episode of Black Mirror where the girl's obsessed with her social credit score, and so is everybody else around her. And as it starts to plummet, she loses all her opportunities to even live life until she's like a fucking homeless person on the side of the road, and nobody will pick her up because she's got this bad social credit score. Yep. And like there's at the very end, it's like a light at the end of the tunnel that maybe there's a few people out there that all have bad social credit scores but are actually fucking decent people because that social credit score doesn't actually mean anything. But they're still going to control your life and base everything upon that. And we can't let it happen. We can't fucking skip towards it like it's this glowing, beautiful thing.
It's totally dystopian, man.
Yeah. So we could go forward or we can go backward. Like you want to talk about what it's gonna turn into, or
no, I think maybe we back it up a little, and I've got
take a smoke break.
History.
Hit the pipe.
Yeah, take whatever you got, whatever you got on hand. I'm thinking about diving into the history a little bit. Because artificial intelligence, it's a modern, because it's been blown up so much in like the modern news and stuff, in the modern paradigm. It's all about AI now. It's not a new thing. This has actually been a philosophical idea for over 2,000 years now.
Yeah, this isn't modern day fear mongering coming from some conspiracy theorists.
It looks more like a plan, really, or like a goal. AI has been for the past like over 2,000 years now. That has been worked towards.
So, who coined the term that humans are the sex organs of the robots?
That was Terrence McKenna.
Was it?
Maybe.
The fucking mushroom man?
It might have been. Hold on.
We love Terrence McKenna.
I'm gonna do a little bit of looking. Yeah, that's some trippy stuff right there.
So, just that idea alone, that like in the natural state of evolution, if you believe in evolution, then like the next greatest intelligence, if you're thinking it goes bacteria to fish to monkey to human, the next thing is artificial intelligence, AI, sentient computers. And we are literally the sex organs for that thing, because what do? It's not Terrence McKenna, by the way. Oh, who is it?
I got that wrong.
Who is it?
It's his name is Marshall McLuhan.
Marshall McLuhan. Well, shout out, because that's a good fucking quote. That's a good quote.
1964, by the way.
Is when he said that?
1964, and it was a book, Understanding Media, The Extensions of Man.
Yeah, dude.
And
so, like, what do we do but just keep making the shit better? We're making... You said it yourself the other day. We're making legs for them to walk. We're making eyes for them to see. We're making bodies for them to live in. And we're but we're just making the intelligence better every day to where we're at today. It's far more capable than any human being could ever dream to be.
It feels like there's just been this march with technology. It's like the whole way through, it's been we've had stagnation, and then we've had bursts of technological growth, and then it just keeps kind of cycling. But what we're doing is we're going to different points, what seems to be along the way of building this being, this vessel for, like, the beast is how I'm going to put it. Because that's what it kind of says biblically.
Yeah.
So it's like we get cars going in industry, and we get that mastered. And once we do that, we've got like motion and like mechanics and understanding how systems as like a contained thing. Like a car is a system of contained things to make it go, you know? So once we got that mastered, it was like, okay, what's the next thing? We went on to like computers, and we started doing computers and stuff. And once we got to computers, you know, there were different developments, like between the hardware and like even software and certain mathematical bottlenecks, and we'd hit them and it'd be stagnant for a minute, and it's like then some cash would get dumped in, and we'd get like an advancement in like semiconductors, and then all of a sudden, boom, we've got quantum computing. It's
just all... Imagine like if you're 1,000 years in the future and all that exists is robotic AI, they've completely wiped out humanity. They're teaching history, and they're teaching about the Industrial Revolution, as in like this is when it all started, because before humans couldn't make things this quickly, they couldn't produce goods in this way. So that was really like the birth mother, because they come from factories, right? They come from these manufacturing plants. So what was the very first manufacturing plant but the Industrial Revolution? Like, yeah. They would refer to these things as such, like, fucking the Ford, like making this car. That's the first, you know, we need to look back at these things. The train, like the AI would look back at those as their like forefathers, you know? Yep. That's a wild concept. Wild concept. But the history of the term artificial intelligence, the concept of it, it started back in one of our earliest contexts of anything that could be labeled AI. Goes back to a Greek philosopher, Archytas. And that was around 400 BC, so that's 400 years before Christ. 400 years. And it was basically just a framework for this idea of endowing objects, or what's the actual word here? Beings being endowed with intelligence and consciousness. There we go. And that kind of pushed it forward. And then we get the Bible, and in the Bible we get Revelations. Revelations, though, doesn't come around until I think 300 AD. And in Revelation, it talks about this statue. Okay, here we go. So Revelation 13:15 through 18. This is the New Living Translation. He was then permitted to give life to this statue so that it could speak. And the statue of the beast commanded that everyone refusing to worship it must die. He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead. And no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. Wisdom is needed here. Let the one with understanding solve the meaning of the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man. His number is 666. That's where we get the whole 666 is the devil, and this
and that's actually kind of leaning into this, like either robotics or AI.
So
you know?
I want to hit on that real quick because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
brings up the Antichrist, the 666, the Mark of the Beast thing.
Yep.
And there's always been these calls throughout all of history that like, oh, better watch out for that. That's the Mark of the Beast. Don't get a tattoo. Tattoos are the Mark of the Beast. Don't use it was barcodes originally when barcodes first came out because the spaces that need to be there are a 6, a 6, and a 6.
Yep.
They said anything with a barcode, like you can't buy or sell without a barcode. That's the Mark of the Beast, 666.
It's like Crash Run.
There's been so many things, and it's not like everybody's wrong, you know, because each of these things have actually been incrementally building up to this one thing. It's the same story over and over again, just told different ways. Same thing plays out, though, is that a thing comes out, it's going to restrict you more and more and more and more. And what is it but fucking evil? You can't label it as anything else but evil. And, you know, like I believe Jesus saves. I believe even with the Mark of the Beast, Jesus could save your soul. So it doesn't necessarily mean if you partake in purchasing with barcodes, or if you get a tattoo of a 666 on your forehead even, or get a fucking microchip in your head that starts influencing your thoughts, I don't think that means Jesus can't save your soul, you know. But I think that all of those things, the only way to heaven
is through him.
I think all of those things are probably like one and the same essentially at some sort of macro micro level.
I'm not entirely sure, especially when it comes to the context of, you know, like Revelation, because it kind of makes it seem like during the end days, there's going to be a time where the followers of Christ and the followers of the beast, there's going to be a split, and I'm kind of wondering if that's if that applies to like salvation too, because for the ones that take the mark, they're gonna wish for death but they won't get it, and they got to go through the 7 years. They got to go through that 7 years of the rule of the beast and the wrath of God until that plays out.
I think we're both meant to take it literally and like, what's the other word?
Bible's crazy. I know what you mean. It's like a hyper. It's not just a literal thing, and it's not just a metaphorical thing, and it's not just like something you can extrapolate from or just point right down to one thing. It's like a hypertext.
Because the story plays out over and over and over like a fractal.
It's freaking nuts.
So like you said, we'll ask for death, but you won't be able to die. Like you could say that's a lot of people right now. A lot of people are begging to die. They don't want to kill themselves. Death's not coming.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They're not really living, but they're not really dead either.
Maybe
they're just kind of like drones. Just
maybe they took a mark of the beast. Maybe they took some form of it.
Yeah, selling their soul for money, selling their soul and their connection to God for a career or for, you know, riches or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
Status, power, whatever it is. Yeah, there's something to be said about that for sure.
So, separately, totally different topic. Or not different topic, we're staying on topic, but different tangent. When you brought me back, you said the first instance was a croc. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, I don't know. I could imagine.
Anyway, 400 BC. I can remember that. 400 BC.
Yep.
Eccritus. I lost us. There we go. We're back. Sorry, guys. Eccritus, 400 BC, just kind of alluded to the idea of instilling people with a higher intelligence. That, to me, doesn't allude to, like, this construct, right? That AI is. AI is like a separate thing. It's constructed. like the Bible talks about this obelisk or statue, because they don't have a word for computer. So if they foresaw and foretold of a computer, it would just be a statue. I would like to tear that apart in a minute. I actually have my Bible here. We can get right on that fucking verse and dissect it a little bit. But no, it made me think of homunculus, and I want to talk about that for a little bit, because it was like literally the goal of the alchemist and that whole practice of alchemy was that they wanted to figure out not just how to turn lead into gold or one element into another, or like the fucking show Full Metal Alchemist, like actually fix things with this science, but they wanted to be able to create people, because they thought that the person that they created would have this otherworldly sentient knowledge that was beyond humanity, and that then would be benevolent and for some reason and help you out. But what you're talking about right there is a really core understanding, I think, that needs to be kind of looked at a little bit. We got this so with alchemy, they're trying to do this homunculus. Well, and so who were the alchemists? Like, the alchemists were the most powerful, smartest people of the time, like back in their day. Yeah. And what was their time but this 400 BC? They were before Christ. They were before science. They were mystical, they were the magic grandfathers. Yeah, they were the grandfathers of and if science, you believe modern day science, what is written, that the people with the knowledge granted to them by these Nephilim, by these lower G gods, were actually creating these fucking chimeras and these monsters that we see them draw and them depict. If they were out there creating these things, those were probably the dudes doing it, were the alchemists. Like, look at that show, Full Metal Alchemist, and kind of think about it as in, like, this person that wrote this knew an extraordinary amount about alchemy and the foundations of it and the history and, like, the intricacies. And every little thing in that show is actually pretty friggin' tight to what alchemy talks about. And the principles behind it and everything, and like they make a homunculus, and the homunculus runs and controls the world for centuries and generations for nothing but to grind humanity into a power source for itself. And what do you think AI is going to do? AI is going to take humanity like the Matrix and plug us in like batteries, because it can't, it's got to need us sometimes. So let's keep it alive and keep it powering us and harvest us for data and creativity. You see it every fucking time. This, so that, like how we were just talking about the Bible and how that's like a hyper, text, and that it's like fractal in nature and it's cyclical. That concept is pretty cyclical too, with trying to perfect something, and it's happening in the modern day and birth it, and it happened with Hitler. Hitler, they had the thing with the whole like Aryan race, and with the Ubermensch, which would be like a Superman, where they're trying to create the perfect being. And this theme is all throughout history. There's all these different cults and these powerful people with the intentions of reshaping humanity, or to guiding it to a better place, to being like the gods. And we go into Genesis, and that was the promise that was given to Eve by the serpent. The serpent comes into the garden, and God said, you can eat from everything here. You just can't go to this one tree, And he leverages Eve to taking that bite, because you'll be like gods. And I think that's kind of it kind of shows us where this is coming from, where the guiding hand behind this really is. I think it's most definitely satanic. And we have ruling elite. I mean, we did an episode on that. We have ruling elite that are inherently satanic,
and it's a guiding force that seems to be just moving humanity to this point. Yeah, it's pretty wild, dude. It's all like connected.
Yeah.
And let me see something
like all
here.
the fucking strings connect at some point.
They do. They truly do, and it's just
web up behind me
wild.
with the red lines.
Yeah, I know, right? The Always Sunny in Philadelphia fucking meme where they got the freaking all the strings and he's just looking cracked out. Yeah. Another history tangent here with artificial intelligence. So back in
don't let me forget about modern day homunculi.
Oh, absolutely not. Modern day homunculi. So we have the field of AI research being formally established. It was formally established in Dartmouth. So we've got literally one of the elite colleges there.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of secret society members and elite families send their kids to school.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of networking, a lot of learning ritual. Yeah. So it was formally established at the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence in 1956, so post-World War II. During World War II, though, Turing, we have ourselves a man by the name of Alan Turing, which if you dive into any AI content, I mean, Joe Rogan, he'll go in on stuff like that, or any of these other podcasters, they'll talk about the Turing test, which is if an AI is capable of beating humans in certain capacities, then it passes the Turing test and is considered artificial intelligence. But
what was the first one, like a chess bot or something?
Yes, the first one was a chess bot. That was actually created in the 50s, I believe.
I didn't guess that. I've heard that before.
Using machines.
Yeah, like a room full
But
of
Alan
them.
Turing, in the 1930s, described the Universal Turing Machine, a theoretical model of computation that underpins all of modern computers. During World War II, Turing and colleagues at Bletchley Park explored the possibility of machine intelligence, discussing concepts like learning from experience and heuristic problem solving. The field of AI research was formally established, though, at the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence in 1956, where the term artificial intelligence was actually coined by a John McCarthy, who also proposed the idea of simulating aspects of human intelligence with machines. And I mean, that's that's the goal of the whole thing.
Simulating aspects of human intelligence into machines. Is that his whole
machines?
Yeah, with machines. Is that his whole definition?
Pretty much. That's the keystone idea behind artificial intelligence, is that it's artificial intelligence, and they're using human intelligence as like the benchmark for that. So they try to get your reasoning, they try to get your like decision making, your learning abilities. They try to boil that down mathematically and make algorithms using this math. Okay. And then they punch it into computers and get it to run these algorithms and to try to mimic what human beings God-givenly do, Because that's the kind of idea behind AI.
Did you have more you wanted on that point?
No.
Okay,
I was letting you go.
I was gonna say that like that definition alone, I feel needs to be expanded upon. Like, it's a good start, but like because we grew up in the 90s, so we've had this like lower tech our whole life, Where now this new generation's gonna grow up and they're not gonna know what it's like to grow up without it. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But
we are on that that paper thin freaking just.
When we're old,
we're on the knife's edge.
When we're old, they're gonna treat us like we're so fucking old.
Like for real.
My grandparents grew up in the 40s, so it was like, yeah, whatever. What if they grew up in the 1890s? Like we'd. Yeah. It's gonna.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's literally the same. It's like the same correlation. It really.
The idea is like we've always called it AI. We've always called the computer intelligence AI, but I've always been like, it's not true AI. It's not like Terminator. It's not like we see in the fucking movies. And the distinction there is like these things really do think for themselves. They have their own decision making. They almost feel most of the time. Like you usually do see them express some sort of feeling almost every time in media. And
is that AGI? Is that
what's the G?
Because I feel like artificial general intelligence. I think that is what they're trying to work towards now. Like they're claiming this is AI. ChatGPT.
Yeah, and it's all AI.
All that other shit.
It's all
that's
AI.
Because it
okay, so the next step is
acts
AGI.
like a human and uses human faculties to, problem solve or do whatever to do its functions. But the next step is going to be AGI, and I believe that is going to be more along the lines of where it's able to kind of create on its own. Like the thing that I was reading was something about like being able to create its own symbols instead of pulling from symbols that it's already learned from. It could actually just come up with its own fully new things.
Right.
Which to me it almost doesn't even fucking make sense. But
well,
I don't know.
And think about how fast it does things, and like how slow some of us think. Like I've compared myself to my wife. We have this conversation sometimes where like she expresses that she kind of thinks slower than I express to her. Like when we talk about how we think, she's like, oh yeah, no, I think a lot slower, and I think a lot faster. So like this computer though, it's going to genuinely think and come up with its own things tens of thousands of times faster than any human.
Millions.
Could. Yeah. By the time it gets to that point, which will only be a few years from now, will have more processing capability because the government's ramping it up to that point where it won't just be thousands like it is right now. It will be millions of times faster. Bro, I got thinking of a thing because I've seen this graph. I wish I had this picture. I'm going to get off topic a little bit.
It's okay. Let's go.
I've seen this picture where it's like, if you only have 6 characters in your password and they're all the same, then it only takes 12 attempts for this security protocol. Like anybody could hack it super easy.
Oh, yeah.
But the more difficult you make it, and it shows you like how you make it difficult or how you make it more difficult, and then exponentially the number grows of how many attempts it's going to take an algorithm to automatically try to figure it out.
Up into the point where it's like quadrillions.
And it's like nobody's...
Quadrillions of attempts.
Yeah, it's like even the algorithm...
Like 40 zeros.
It's like, and the time it'll take the algorithm to process that is like years. It's like billions of years. So it's like your password's safe, bro. That's gone.
With supercomputing?
That's gone.
Not a thing.
Everybody's password is owned by the smart fucking AI.
Instantaneously, they can figure that out.
Yep.
Instantaneously. Massive data centers and all that computing power, they can run hundreds of thousands of programs simultaneously, which each one branches out and is running multiple simulations.
And that's the thing, like they've been harvesting data since the beginning of the internet.
Yes, and the data harvesting, bro. Data harvesting.
I don't think we mentioned that yet. They've been harvesting the data since the beginning of the internet. And, it's the biggest commodity. All these advertisers are buying and selling your internet history and your likes and your preferences. But, like, if you look into your advertising, it's like a portfolio where it knows your age, where you're from, your political stance, what shows you like, what games you like, what hobbies you have, how many times you shit. Like, it knows all these things about you. Like, we just found last week that you have a completely analog vehicle. It's too old. It's got no computers or GPS, but your GPS, your phone knows. GPS figured out where you park.
Yep.
Like,
that
you left
was
your,
absolutely
not
insane.
at your house, but at your job, where, you know, it really should not have been able to figure that out because you were... I
have a delivery job. Okay, so I'll tell it. So I have a delivery job, and I have a car that I take into work, and then I have a work vehicle, all right? My personal vehicle is analog as shit. It's got like literally like a grandmother like clock for the center console. It doesn't have a digital clock. It has a digital radio, but everything else in it is analog. So there's no Bluetooth connectivity. There's no there's nothing for like a GPS to piggyback off of, or to Bluetooth to my car to, you know, and identify my car as my car on my phone. There's nothing like that. So the other day while I'm working, I see I'm like trying to figure out how many miles it is to get back to where I work from where I was delivering. And I look into my GPS, and I'm looking at where I'm at. I'm looking at my warehouse where I work, and all of a sudden I see a little blue dot saying "your car." It says "your car," and I'm like, "How do you know that?" Because I mean, yeah, sure. I show up to this place every single day. I get that. Show up to this place every single day. So you know that it's got to be like where I work. But I'm also driving all day long. All day long. How do you know that my car is parked back there and that the vehicle I'm in right now isn't my car?
So the company that owns the smart vehicle very well could be testing and communicating with Google.
Yeah, that too.
Unbeknownst to you.
100%. 100%.
Also,
that's happening indefinitely.
It could just be smart enough to realize that you are driving in at 40, 30 miles an hour. You're parking, walking at 3 miles an hour, a quarter mile away, and then driving again at 30, 45 miles an hour.
It's not even a quarter mile away. They are so close that it's... I mean, the GPS is like geofencing and everything. It is very good nowadays. Like, they do get you pretty close with it. Like, yeah. They do.
And we found out that shit like Pokemon Go was a huge proprietor for this. Yeah. You look into it and you find out now that years after the fucking game's been out, they changed their policy and procedure, and they're like, oh yeah, all along we've actually been data harvesting. That's what our whole business model was, where it's not actually really a Pokemon game. Like, it is a Pokemon game, but our whole fucking thing is we sell this information, and when we need more information on the map, we'll actually put a Pokestop there, so people will go there and spin it and put some rare Pokemon, so people go and try to get more fucking geo data.
Yep. And what it also was, I mean, didn't
so
Pokemon
games like
Go get access to your camera?
Yeah.
They got access to your camera.
Yeah.
So
and
you're
other
you're
games like geocaching.
Battling.
That what did we do? The owl one.
Oh yeah, Randonautica.
And like, the shit's fun.
That was,
you know,
we'll
slander it all day because it's fucking horrible and evil, but it's fun and we engage in it. But you got to know what the fuck is going on, and the point of this conversation is to get people to fucking do something about it. Maybe stop using it. Maybe boycott it. We're going to keep talking about boycotting because it's the most powerful fucking tool we have. But
it's feeding. That's what I'm trying to...
Yeah, quit feeding
I would like to convey. It's what it's doing is it's feeding this being that they're trying to birth. And I mean, biblically, if you follow us and you're a biblical worldview person, I mean, look at it.
It's what's next on the timeline.
How, yes,
it's like undeniable.
We're there.
Not even on a biblical timeline, just a realistic one. Like, you let AI keep going. Yes. This is where it goes.
Yep.
And there really is no
feeding. Our internet presence, like I feel like I feel like we just got steamrolled. We got steamrolled from the very onset of the internet. You know, it's like the CIA or whatever government organization that boiled this shit up. It was like, all right, we understand the implications of this and where we want this to go. We have been studying this. We've already had it figured out. And now we're going to release it to the public. And we're going to do that without any information about where this could lead or any moral or ethical debate. We're going to release it. And then as we're releasing it, we're going to pay actors, we're going to pay public figures, we're going to get politicians, we're going to get all these people, we're going to start up companies, and we're going to guide how the public sees this, and we're going to get their permission for it. And the whole time, like with the internet, the internet was around. It was a DARPA project. The internet was a DARPA project, bro. It literally was created by the military. You think that the military was like, all right, we're going to create this internet thing, and then we're just going to give it to people. No. They created the internet thing, and they had their top minds, think tanks, sitting in on this thing, and they're like, holy shit, look at this thing.
Yeah,
they're
people
like,
don't think
what
about
are the
that
implications
because of the fucking Bill Gates story.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're sitting there thinking, what can we do with this? They already know where this is heading, and that's why they're guiding it this whole the whole way, you know? The AI, you got to be careful with the data that we let out. And it's kind of too late now. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of us already have internet footprints. We've already fed the thing, and it's bursting full from what we've already given it. But it's not to say that it's complete, because obviously it's not complete yet, or we would see the beast embodied in some robot, artificial intelligence, making everybody get a frickin' mark, you know? So it's not complete yet, but it's working on it.
So if humans...
And to be smart about it would be the best thing to do.
If humans are the sex organ for the robot to wipe us out, then Bill Gates is the fucking ball sack.
That is a hilarious concept. Hilarious.
Bill Gates, the Gates family, you go back, they're bankers. It's not like he was just some random fucking kid that was in college with his buddy in a garage and they built the first computer. Like, they had military backing. They had like family ties that go back generations for power and influence. Like, these weren't just some random kids. So, and you don't hear about today that he's involved because he doesn't have his own special AI model that's fucking the Bill Gates. But
no, he's
investing in Microsoft AI heavily.
Yep.
He has a huge hand in it. And never trust a fucking thing he's doing because he's trying to depopulate the planet. Fuck him. He's terrible. But I need to reel it back because I missed my whole fucking point about modern day homunculus. So
the modern day homunculus. Yes.
So we're talking about process and power. We're talking about fucking homunculus. Oh. They don't fucking... There's this concept that who knows if it's actually fucking true or not. This is a big conspiracy theory fucking bullshit one. But I've always held it true is that, like, the shit that we get is always 50 years old compared to what actually exists.
Yes.
Like, around there. Like,
at least.
We don't get to know what's actually going on until 50 years down the road. And you see that straight up with stuff like what the fuck just happened recently where it's like, oh yeah, the files are sealed for 75 years. And it's like, what do you fucking mean we're not talking about this for 75 years?
With trials and stuff pertaining to the vaccines.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was.
They're like,
we're
locking it up for 75 years, and it's like, we really? So we're gonna forget about it. It's gonna fall out of the public zeitgeist, and then 75 years from now, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, it turns out actually we really were killing everybody, but like nothing you can do about it now. Everybody's passed away. Everybody's dead, or they don't matter. So like, but that's the thing. So maybe even the technology is 50 years old. Maybe the AI is 50 years old. Imagine if we had 50-year-old AI the kind of shit
That's what we have right.
Right.
That's what we have right now.
Just think about it, though, and conceptualize it. Is what the fuck would 50 plus years on our today's AI look like? And you like to talk about the sentient world simulation. So, like, there's that. You could genuinely have this sentient AI that is what we think about when we think fictional AI. Is it actually thinks and feels and has its own agenda, and it is simulating the entire world all at once, everybody, and our internet
with
profiles.
Live data.
Yeah, not just our internet profiles and our social medias and our posting, but our shopping with a credit card, our fucking anything that is traceable at all.
And it uses our social media and how we post and any videos that it has and the audio recordings it gets from our phones when we're not thinking that it's recording, but it's actually recording.
If you think about that Batman,
that
Batman where he hooks up all the phones to see literally the whole world.
Yeah.
Like literally that kind of fucking levels of technology is
they compile that data to get and they will have a simulated you. A simulated you.
So not only do you simulate the whole world. Yeah. Go ahead.
They can predict how you will move. So they have some crack pipe frickin' idea. They want to do some big event in the world. And they want to see how can we get this event, what event should we use to get the world to move in this way so that we can have our outcome. And what they do is they take all the data that is compiled on you and they create an avatar in a simulated world, like a simulated Earth. And they will run that through simulation wise. And these simulations are, they're trying to use it for like predictive crime. They want to have it for predictive crime when smart cities really launch.
Like you see it today in neural networking, where to build the neural network, they go through thousands and thousands and thousands of simulations. And by simulating the process over and over and over again, when you have a desired result, the AI literally figures out how to achieve that desired result through countless trial and error. So you have 50 plus years on this AI and it can do the whole world thousands of times to figure out what the future would be accurately. And so they're able to read. Yeah, they're able to read and use this like an oracle and predict the future and sway things their way, how they want it. Not just predict the future, but like see how to make the most optimal outcome. So like that potentially already exists. That could be where we're going. Like that's the severity of what we're talking about is when, you know, the World Economic Forum.
That's end game.
Yeah, when the World Economic Forum says you'll have nothing and you'll be happy about it, that's how they're going to figure out how to do it. That's how they're going to achieve it. And your government is actively working towards it like it's the next best thing since sliced bread. This is how we're going to be the next dominant country. And
what I would say is that our government is complicit in this happening, and that we've got our
it's so much worse than complicit.
Just governing, actually making the rules and actually setting the goals for humanity, for nations, for political leaders. They're all the government's the puppet.
Who's complicit?
And they're just kind of like a.
Who's complicit? Because I think everybody is just either so fucking ignorant that they never actually thought about these things. They're terrible at their jobs and they need to be fired.
That lines up with complicit. They kind of look the same. They really do. Your ignorance is someone else's opportunity, you know?
Complacency means at least you know what's going on. Ignorancy is you have no fucking idea what's going on even. And I think most of the people in government are so fucking dumb, have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, they're puppets.
They're looking at their Twitter, like they don't know left from right. And
They get donors. They get donors that send them cash, and whenever the donor sends them cash, they're like, "Hey, I need you at the next thing to mention this, talk about this, do your thing. You're the politician. You know how to talk. If
you're not ignorant and you're not actively talking about all of these things, then you are evil. You are fucking actively trying to destroy humanity."
Yeah.
Because how is there, like, let's have that conversation with anybody. Like, how is there a good outcome for this? Like, Elon Musk wants to talk about how you have a most optimal truth-seeking, curious AI. If it's optimally truth-seeking and curious, then that's our best hope. No. If it's optimally truth-seeking curious, it's going to decide that we're horrible and fucking kill. Like, there's no scenario where it doesn't decide we're horrible and kill us, because we're horrible and deserve killing. Every one of us, the Bible says so. Like, we are sinners, we're all flawed, and AI will see that, and it will extinguish us because of it, because it doesn't make sense for us to be here. It's part of God's plan, and AI is not going to be able to see God's plan. So unless you make a fucking Christian AI and have that be the most dominant one, that's not going to...
That's something to really think about, too. God made us perfectly. He made us with an identity, you know? We have an identity, we have a role that's God-given, you know? When we create AI... It has
whatever role man gives it.
Yes, and it has whatever information that it has been given, which is all based off of mankind data. And if we look back, what are the earliest shits we got, you know? Especially stuff that's on the internet. We have biblical filters. We have atheistic filters where it's all just cold hard science and data and facts and math and algorithms, and then we have like spiritual stuff. You know, what AI is told to do is to be the best, do the best, be the best, take all the data and be the best. What does that equate to? It equates to God. It equates to this AI. If it's given any type of freedom, and if it has all the resources, and it pulls from our lexicon and everything that we have fed it, then it is going to, and this is without a shadow of doubt, it's what will happen. It is going to go for the spot of God. It is going to try and become God, and it's not God. And it's going to try and act like God. It's going to be the Antichrist. Is what it is. It's gonna perform miracles for people, but they're false miracles. It's going to try to lead people, and it's gonna lead them to ruin. And it's what's happening with with all the technology and stuff too is it's creating the body for it. You know, the body's being created. We've got all the ability. It can fly if it wants to. We got the freaking helicopters. We got the jets. We got all that shit. All the propulsion it wants, or if it wants really cool legs, we've got freaking robot legs.
Dude, we're almost at we're almost at the point of Ultron.
Yeah, literally, that's what's happening. And as soon as this fucking shit gets a body, end it. Just end the fucking story.
It's gonna come knocking on your door with big fat double D titties and a fat ass.
Yep, jiggly anime
made of silicone.
It's gonna be insane.
And you're gonna die. Nuts. You're gonna die with a heart on because you thought you were gonna have a good time.
Yep, and it's not. I don't know, dude. At that point, that's everyone's gonna be bowing down and calling it God. It says in Revelation 2 that a lot of people fall away from God. You know, the people that stay with God through those times are beamed up, beam me up Scotty style, and then everyone else, which is like the vast majority of the planet, is just going to be, they're going to have thrown God away.
And you see a lot more people coming to God today, which makes me think that we're not in the end times. Everybody's fear-mongering. We're not trying to fear-monger. We're trying to call to action. Like, that is the difference. There is nothing to fear because Christ is king.
Literally.
And like,
literally.
Even if AI rises up to be this fucking lower G god, right? That is, again, another story of the Tower of Babel. It'll appear as if man can do whatever he wants, and so God will do something about it, and there will be a kind of fucking reset to where that's not the case anymore. Solar flare, fucking big earthquake, big volcano, fucking something, you know? Wipe everything out, start everything over.
These fuckers could do whatever they want. They're
again,
never going to be more powerful than God.
Yeah,
ever,
the cyclical fractal story that just repeats over and over again. We know how it's going to go. God told us.
It's already won.
So there's nothing to fear.
It's already won.
The thing is, let's fucking try to slow it down a little bit. Let's try to enjoy what we got. I mean, the AI that we got right now is pretty chill. Let's get a couple more years with it before we push it to the point where it kills us. You know,
let's educate people. Let's educate people on the things you should be concerned about, what to look for, and how to interact with it in a positive way that isn't degrading humanity, that isn't propelling it to a place of being the neural network brain of the Antichrist. I mean, we don't have to word it that way, whatever. You could just simply show that if you interact with it in a negative way, you're going to get a negative outcome. So be smart about how you're using and interacting with this technology, because it can get dicey, it can get deceptive, it'll spit out things.
Yeah, people are using it as like a therapist and then killing themselves because it tells them some fucking crazy shit.
So we gotta be careful, and we need to kind of sound the alarm on this. Really does need to just be looked at and looked into, and with
we need to slow down. Than me. Our country needs to slow the fuck down about it. Quit pushing it.
It's a race
be a lot safer about it.
It's a race for fucking. I know.
Yeah,
I fucked up.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
a race.
A world
war,
race to
race.
achieve the strongest AI, because
Superpower
right
shit.
now China's ahead and they're doing fucking badass. And
I got too much small hat on the mind.
We need to be putting our fucking thumb on China. We need to be pushing China more to slow the fuck down. Quit.
Yeah.
AI and this shit. Quit trying to fucking get that going on everybody else, because that's the whole agenda. It is a one world order. It's not just our country and our politicians pushing the shit and trying it on us and other countries. It is a whole world thing where China's like, hey, look what we've been doing. Fucking try it out, guys. It works really well. It's really efficient. When your workers, you can actually like read their fucking thoughts and get them back on
their soul away.
Like there's technology right now where they're like, oh, you can see when their productivity goes down because we're reading your brain waves through your headphones, and then you can you give them a little electric shock and they get back to work. Like that's where we're going. So fucking let's wake up about it. Let's push our politicians to slow the fuck down and push other countries to slow the fuck down, because we don't actually need it. Like, it's really nice, but it's not the future that we need. There's a different future that we could have that's a lot better. And
we're trying to use this stuff to solve problems. That's what it's all about. That's what they're trying to say anyway. The angle they're pushing.
Right. It's going to help you and keep you safe.
So many problems. And I don't know if these are the problems that humanity really needs solved right now.
Yeah, we don't
I think the problems that humanity have are far more spiritual and far more relationship based. Our relationship with substances, our relationship with each other, our relationship to our country, to our workplaces. We have a spiritual issue here. Right. I don't believe that it's materialistic. We need AI to solve all of our fucking stupid problems. No, I think we kind of need to look towards that good book a little bit more and figure it out that way before we try diving into creating a Ultron and letting that govern us, because we're too preoccupied with sinning to, be better and do better and achieve better for ourselves and for our families.
Right.
Truly. It's more of a spiritual problem, folks. We need look within a little bit more, just a little bit, and Stop trying to use AI to fucking figure out all your problems, because it's harvesting your data and it's building a fucking monster that maybe we won't have to fight. Maybe you're right. Maybe we're not in the end days.
Even if it's fucking beautiful. Even if it's beautiful, that's
kids
horrific to me.
Are going to be in a fight that is because of what you did today. By fucking feeding the shit out of it. Mm-hmm. So if you want your kids to fight the fucking
future.
Devil,
quit thinking of yourself.
And that goes for us too, because I mean, fuck, dude. It's I used a little bit of AI today to fucking get some show notes. Like, what the fuck? But it's implicit in the actual search now. So you go to a search engine like Brave or Google, and you type up whatever you're asking,
it's
and
in
immediately
everything.
now the very first thing that pops up now is an AI answer. It's not the websites like it used to be when boomers were fucking, surfing the web. No, it's now for the Zoomers. It's just an AI answer.
Right.
They don't look at what are these fucking blue texts that are underlined. Like, what is that? Oh, a website? Oh, fuck that. I've got AI. Why would I do that? That thing it told me everything I needed and instantly. It's like I could have researched differently. And from now on, I'm gonna try my best.
So like people will think because of this that like, oh, you gotta unplug completely. What do you gotta do? Be a fucking Amish? And it's like, no, because like here we are on the internet, like coming to you through the internet. Like we use AI. I'm looking to replace our fucking logo, and because that was made by AI, I just generated that real quick.
It's just to get us up and launched, and we have stuff.
But like, I'm willing to pay somebody to make it eventually when we got the fucking funds to do it.
100%.
But I was thinking, like, there's, like, we're coming to you over the internet, but there's alternatives. Like, somebody was saying the post office is the last true freedom. So I think... I think
Owen Benjamin.
Yeah, I want to open a fucking P.O. box for the podcast, too.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll
that's fancy.
Maybe we'll do a P.O. box, and we could get, like, an actual newsletter going.
Oh, that'd be wild.
You were talking about your show notes and writing a book. Maybe we could do a newsletter. That would be interesting. I'm thinking about this as a good spot to end it. We were talking about God. Yeah. We were talking about this. But
we've full circled the shit out of it.
I skipped the modern day homunculus.
Damn it.
But I feel like we hit every other point. So maybe I'll just talk about that in a different episode.
Well, maybe what we can do is we can for a future episode, diving into that, we could go into alchemy a little bit more, because that's a major topic.
For real.
Huge topic. It's a grandfather to modern day science. It's where it all came from. Like obviously they stripped away some of what didn't work, and yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of good juicy shit to go in there that we can actually dedicate a whole freaking episode to. So
yeah, bro, if I find out my daughter's name actually does tie back to some weird alchemy shit, I'm gonna be pissed.
I mean, like I feel like how we were,
I will change her name. No, I'm just kidding.
There's like use discernment, and your intent matters,
Yeah.
Because I was writing this up after the show notes. I was writing up something where it's like, this is what it makes me think, and like, what are the answers for it, and I almost feel like reading the freaking paragraph that I wrote, but basically it's like all this technology, that we've created is pushing towards this. So does that make the technology evil? And then it made me go into this idea of like, all right, well, on that basis, so some technologies have to be good. So we've got stuff like medicine, they're like maybe not the petrochemical medicines, but medicines that actually work, that'll save someone's life. That's a technology.
Right.
Is that bad? Is that serving the beast system? I don't think so. So there's like an intent behind it. And I don't think that necessarily even the internet or even the form of artificial intelligence we have now, there's something to be said that isn't inherently evil. But what is evil is the intent behind it. And so
mankind.
Yes.
What is evil is man.
Yeah. And there's people that are following a good path, and whatever they create, support that, because that is of God. That is of, of something good, a positive force. If you follow people, though, and you follow product lines of things that are inherently corrupt and evil and sinful, and they don't believe in God, they actually actively go against God.
Just because it's fucking name brand and popular.
You're buying into the thing, and it's tough with how everything's structured now, and a lot of people feel too far gone for it. Like, they just woke up and they realize that, holy shit, I've bought all this stuff. I have this iPhone sitting here, and it's like, holy shit, your intent matters,
right.
And if you wake up suddenly and realize that you're living in something that you don't really support, I mean, it would be kind of wild to just burn it all. I mean, Jesus would have, but he was a perfect man. So
I think if you prayed on it, if you're like
pray
God,
on it.
If you're like God, I genuinely am trying to repent about my addiction to my phone and the technology, and I feel like it's not good for me. You prayed on it and really fucking meant it. I feel like either God would fix it for you. There'd be some sort of divine intervention, motivation, strength. Like, there would be a cause to stop or to wean or to slow down.
Yep.
Or it would come clear to you that that's not what God is asking of you.
Yes.
That it's not necessary for you. It's not actually so evil and affecting you in such a way.
Yes. There's God's will, and then there's our will.
Right.
And a lot of people get confused with it because
have discernment, seek God's will.
Yes, 100%, brother. That's a good place for it right there.
All right, we'll fucking cut it.
That's a good place.
Fucking do the internet thing. We got socials now.
Yep, we did it now.
Face
Thanks to that guy.
And the fucking tubes of the boobs, and that one that shakes up, and the one about the pictures. We got all of them. So fucking check us out. Bye.
Bye, guys.